Hi, everybody. It's meteorologist Erica Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. I am back, of course, giving you all the scoops and all the nooks and crannies that you need for this upcoming weekend, this holiday weekend. We got to make sure everything's going well for everybody across the nation. We do have some areas that will be experiencing some type of weather, active weather, meaning rain, possibly thunderstorms, could see some severe storms. And of course, we're not done yet with old man winter. He just seems to linger, and linger. We're going to see a bit of snow and some changeover as well. So that wintry mix that, I never like around here. I'm always talking to you guys about that. I just always feel like it's one of those things that could really ruin a good time. So we're going to talk about who has the potential for that wintry type weather. We're also going to talk about who has the potential for a little bit of mix, possibly some ice. All right. Once again, I'm meteorologist Erica Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. We're going to start off with our latest model solution. Now, this is going to be 18Z. So I'm going to first talk about our hour-by-hour Weather Co-op Community Futurecast. We're going to talk to you what's going to happen over the next 72 hours. I'm going to show you some features that could be of interest to you. And then I'm going to go back and give you your conditions as they stand right now. But I think it's very important to show you a few things, especially for Southern California, Central California, and Central Coast. It looks like we will be seeing some showers, but while the numbers may be nominal, I still want you to be advised, especially for travel. So just be aware that you may be experiencing some type of weather across Southern and Central California. I think it's always important to note. I don't know about you guys, but I personally hate having my holidays ruined by some type of weather situation. All right, let me just make sure I've got some weather watchers out there. Okay, looks like some folks might be calling in. We'll of course keep you posted on who's going to be calling in. Anna was in earlier today. We were giving her some extra lessons on our platform system, but we're excited that she's going to be able to come in a little bit and share her insight with air when it comes to air quality. Alrighty, so let's get this going. We have this time stamped at 5 p.m. Remember, this is CDT, so 2 hours ahead of you on the West Coast. So we've got this moving forward, and we're going to put this into motion. And you can see that we're tracking this area of low pressure that's just to the west, just offshore, right? When it comes to Southern California, do you see that? So this is going to give us some light showers, possibly some drizzle. We'll go over that and show you what we have coming up. But we also have the chance for some showers early Friday. Okay, so that's Good Friday. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we can be expecting or might be expecting. And you see some active weather looming for parts of the Midwest and the Central Plains. And then the northern Rockies, more like Central Rockies, we'll be getting some snow and a little bit of a wintry mix. Also seeing the chance for some snow. It looks like Mount Washington area. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. I want to make sure we keep you nice and safe. Who joined us? Scotty B518. Thank you so much for keeping. Hey, Dave Velez. Hi, Dave Velez, one of our weather watchers, certified weather watcher here at Weather Co-op. So we talked about this, and we're going to push this through Saturday, 5 p.m. And here you're seeing if you're going to be traveling, if you're going to be going out or doing anything for Easter Sunday preparation, those of you who are in this area here where we're seeing a lot of active weather, it looks like the frontal boundary is moving, is driving its way eastward, and that's where we're getting that active weather looming. So 5 p.m., it looks like Missouri, Indiana. We'll go and dig into that a little bit closer, okay? But we're going to talk about this in just one moment. I do want to push forward to our current conditions across the nation. For all intents and purposes, it looks pretty quiet, right? But we're ramping up, okay? So this is like the quiet before the storm, if you will. Right now, we're just seeing our satellite image showing us some clouds, right? And then we've got our radar, which I think I'm using our high def. Actually, I'm going to go to my now rad, 1 kilometer, 5 minutes. Okay, that's the loop. You can see that low that's just offshore. That's what's going to swing by tomorrow, Southern California, Central Coast. I'm going to pull off this product here, the dots. Remember that? You guys, you remember that's our earthquake update every with all the earthquakes that have, let's see, hit the seismograph at one on the scale, on the seismograph scale, or greater. Okay, there we go. That's what I was trying to say. I said it. Here we go. All right. So we are now looking at our current conditions, which includes, give me 1 second as I populate that for you, which includes fire weather concerns. That's a big story. This has been a story, though, for parts of the Four Corners over the past couple of days, and it really included New Mexico. Now it's all of New Mexico. It's parts of Arizona, and then parts of Texas, Colorado. We have Kansas, Oklahoma. So this is this little area here that we're going to watch over the next couple of days. We're going to see when these expire. I'm going to remove our satellite, okay? And I'm actually going to remove our wind profile for just one. I'm just going to I'll put it right back on, okay? I just want to show you what's happening with precip, and then we're going to talk about what's happening with our fire weather concerns. But this is of interest to me right here, okay? So this is our aviation concern for Palm Springs, Northwest. So right now we're concerned about gusty conditions, okay? And it looks like we could be having some concern when it comes to air quality as well in that same area. So we're dealing with particulate matter, and Anna Mabry has a lot of experience when it comes to how that impacts your body. And then we also have a wind advisory in effect. Now, this is going to be in effect starting today through 5 a.m. Friday for the Western Mojave Desert. Gusty conditions could be a problem and would be wise to be aware of, okay? So we also have some light return for parts of the southern Great Basin and parts of the desert Southwest. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Okay. The Intermountain West also seeing some returns here. And we also have what looks like winter weather watches issued, okay? This is another aviation report. I'm really liking these aviation updates. I think those are so important. And here, getting a little bit of a wintry mix. Ooh, the Wasatch. Ooh, the Uintas. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Wasatch Mountains or the Uintas. They are gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. But I once got caught in an earthquake there, and that was not so gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So it was actually pretty bad. It was really scary. Okay, so I think it was like a magnitude 5.0. Was it? It was pretty strong. Okay, let's go back to Max. So this is another aviation report. Okay, our aviation report here. And this is an airport weather warning for Salt Lake City International Airport. That's going to be, let's see, in effect until, I guess, further notice. Airport weather warning for outflow wind gusts of 30 miles per hour or greater for the Salt Lake City International Airport. Okay? That's such a great airport. Really, really love that airport. Love that area. Love Salt Lake City. Okay. So, we'll see here. We have our winter. Oh, it's giving us our precip rate, which is really not that high, right? So nominal amounts right now. Winter weather advisories in effect starting at 2 p.m. Thursday to midnight Friday local time. Snow is expected, accumulation of 5 to 10 inches, locally 12 inches or more near Boulder Mountain and the Tushar Range. Let's see here. So we have the Southern Mountains, and it's due to the pretty much combination of a frontal boundary and some mid-upper level juiciness, if you will. Okay. We have some more wind concerns for the Southern Great Basin. Again, Intermountain West. And there's something that's populating here, Montana. All right, let's see if this populates now. Lake wind advisory. Wow. Fort Peck Lake. We've seen this several times for you, Fort Peck Lake. We've seen several times where we've had those lake wind advisories, and this is I really hate lake wind advisories because I don't think people appreciate it enough to know like the concern is how the water is impacted by the wind. So you've got like boats that can tip over and then really volatile winds in the lake. Okay, so just please, if you're heading that direction, family, friends, let them know. Lake wind advisory for let's see, for Fort Peck Lake in effect until 10 p.m. tonight local time strong winds, and rough waves. Okay, so for small crowds, but I would say really in general, this is not where you want to be, honestly. Anytime I see these alerts, there are some alerts I'm just like, all right, proceed with caution. I never like the lake wind alerts, okay? That's just me personally. I recommend that you just follow my advice. I know what I'm talking about here. And then we have our winter storm watches. We saw our winter weather advisories and our winter storm warnings in effect until noon Friday local time. Let me make sure here that we have all of our times. So let's see. This winter storm watch is in effect until, let's see, local time. Friday. It just says Friday afternoon. So looks like they'll probably extend it or they'll do what they need to as they keep an eye on it. So Wyoming, be aware. Montana. And it looks like this is another. Is this another lake wind alert? Let's go ahead and take a look. Let's populate that. Now, I don't know why it's not filling in. It could be that it's just populating in real time. And you guys have seen it when it does like that little blinky thing. Little blinky thing. North winds 15 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to 35 miles per hour and waves 1 to 3 feet. Western Nevada Basin and range, including Pyramid Lake. Oh my gosh, Pyramid Lake is gorgeous. From 2 a.m. Thursday until 11 a.m. local time on Friday. Okay. Nope, we're not going to do that right now. You can see rainfall rate again is nominal right now. It's not a big thing, but still we are concerned, especially when we do this. Outer wind profile. Okay, so this is what they're aware. This is what they're really being mindful of. And you can see here that we actually have this wind advisory issued by the National Weather Service, and this is in effect for Silver Peak, Goldfield, Dyer, and Beatty, which includes winds that could top out at 45 miles per hour. And so this is Esmeralda and Central Nye County in Nevada. 11 a.m. Thursday to 11 p.m. Friday. All right. Let's keep on keeping on. We're going through the Great Plains. We're going to the Central Plains, parts of the UP and the Midwest. Central Plains, Southern Plains. Is this an air quality issue? This is an air quality concern here. Yep, air quality. So this has been issued by, let's see. So the following is transmitted in collaboration with the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services and Nebraska Department of Environmental Energy. Air quality alert, central eastern Nebraska. We have particulate matter concerns with PM 2.5, which we know that's 2.5 or smaller, and diameter. Let's see, moderate to unhealthy. That's generally the case, and sometimes they'll say it's for people who are sensitive. But this really, just in my opinion, suits everybody. Okay, so Ron H0116, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're doing well. We've got a lot of people joining us across several digital platforms. Okay, let's go back to Kentucky. Remember Kentucky. You guys, we get that flood warning. Please, we actually have it in effect until, let's see, 11 a.m. local time Thursday. Alrighty, there's a lot happening, guys. A lot happening. Okay. We're gonna head on over. I'm gonna just remove our winds one more time. We're gonna go through these alerts that have been issued, including our high wind warning. We also have our high wind watch, and then we've got our fire weather. And then this is going to be probably a special weather statement that's going to keep us alert. Fire weather watch, right? So it's a special weather statement that's been issued that does include a fire weather watch remaining in effect until Thursday. Let's see, evening for strong. Well, it starts Thursday morning through Thursday evening for strong winds, low relative humidity for the rolling plains and extreme southeastern Texas panhandle. Okay, so keep that in mind, guys. Low relative humidity, single digits. And then we also have winds gusting up to 40, 45 miles per hour. Okay. So if you see something, you've got to say something. This is really one of those times where I'm just like, hey guys, you got to call the authorities if you see anything at all. So we can see it does include parts of Arizona. We have Kansas. We've got Oklahoma. We have the Panhandle, Oklahoma, Texas Panhandle. We also have, let's peel these back a little bit, Colorado, all with the concern for fire weather. Okay, let's swing this guy around. Let's get our wind particles back up, and let's see what we have going on here in Georgia. Special weather statement. We have the threat of, let's see here, fire weather. So we have relative humidity in the teens, but the winds could be a problem. And at this point, we're not seeing anything that could alleviate the situation. So what you're seeing here is the alert going in advance to give you all a heads up. Oftentimes, I just think that's a wise move. I know I tend to be really ahead of the weather. So I'll like to post those and share those because honestly, you've got to prepare people, especially when we're talking about a holiday weekend or in preparation for a holiday weekend when people are just like, what am I doing? Where am I going? Please be careful. Okay. We talked about this. Kentucky, you've got another flood warning. And then we've got these flood warnings that have been issued for the Tennessee Valley. Listen, we've been seeing this be a problem for the past couple of weeks. Okay. And we saw what happened several weeks ago in Kentucky. So please be advised when we're talking about flood warnings. So we can see here we're getting some precip that's moving in. Let's see if we can zoom in and check out the rainfall rates right now. I don't think they're impressive, but it's enough for me to be concerned about, especially since this is an area that's already been compromised. So here we're talking about low-lying portions of Old Johnsonville Road near the Battle of Johnsonville Park is beginning to flood, and water approaches the parking areas and campgrounds at Mason's Boat Dock near Waverly. So we're already seeing that, let's see, the river stage in the 24-hour ending at 10 a.m. local time was 362.3 feet. The forecast is expected to rise to a crest of 362.1 this evening, and it will then fall below the flood stage early Friday morning. Flood stage is 361.5 feet. Okay, so there you go. So you're already seeing that in this area, we're forecasted to rise to a crest of 362.1 feet by this evening. But flood stage is 361.5 feet. So the forecast is exceeding flood stage. Okay. That's the concern. But this has been a problem for the past several days. This always alarms me, especially when we're talking about rivers flooding. But we're going to go ahead and go a little bit wider. We're going back to Kentucky, though. We're going to go eastward in a moment. But I do want to show you because you guys remember what happened, right? Okay. I hate to keep on reminding you guys. But flood warning now in effect until 11 a.m. local time. Flood caused by last week's excessive rainfall continues. In other low-lying areas, flood-prone locations continue. 10:32 a.m. local time. County roads, Cebu. Some locations will experience flooding, including Hopkinsville, Madisonville. These are the same cities we talked about last time, okay? So please be aware, turn around, don't drown. We say that all the time. I know it sounds like some kind of like little tchotchke song, but it's not. Some kind of kid song, a little nursery rhyme. Not the case. It's a serious situation. Special weather statement, areas of frost developing by morning. Valley temperatures in the mid 30s, along with light winds and mostly clear skies, will allow for patchy fog in sheltered spots late tonight and into early Thursday morning. So, do you guys see here? We do have the concern for patchy frost. Now, a lot of you saw that the concern, of course, is people with their vegetation, and also people leave their plants out unknowingly and maybe aren't that aware or attentive to pipes that could very well burst. So just be advised when you're thinking about that in friends and family in that part of the nation. So thank you so much for tuning in at Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. Thank you so much to all of you who support us and who are a part of our weather community. I've seen how much we've grown, and it means so much to me. So I definitely want to keep you guys in the loop when it comes to how much we're so grateful to all of you. We're just so happy to be a part of your days and your nights 24/7. So we've got West Virginia. We've got some frost advisories that have been issued in effect until 9 a.m. Thursday, local time. So portions of East Central and Southeast Indiana. We've got Northeast and northeast northern Kentucky, west central Ohio, and central, southwest. Well, pretty much all of Ohio. From midnight until tonight until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Let's see. Frost could kill sensitive outdoor vegetation and plants if left uncovered. So, a lot of times people don't, maybe they're not as concerned with their plants or vegetation, but just keep in mind that whenever you're flirting with the freezing mark, you've got to be mindful of pipes and stuff for homeowners, okay? Alrighty, we're going to keep on going. We're going eastward. Let's touch on our freeze warning. So this is just what we were talking about. This is kind of an extension of that. So here we're seeing that in parts of Virginia, we're getting some statements issued for starting at 2 a.m. until 10 a.m. Thursday. Frost and freeze could kill crops, but here they've added that concern for plumbing. Right now they'll say outdoor plumbing, unprotected outdoor plumbing. I'm gonna say keep an eye out for plumbing, especially as a homeowner, right? You guys know what that's like to put those insurance requests in. Just trying to save you some, a headache, some Tylenol, some Advil. I'm trying to save you there. Okay. All right. So let's see who else we have. This looks like another air quality. Could this be fog? Let's take a look here, guys. Let's go ahead and populate that. Air quality issued by the North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality in Raleigh. And this has been issued as a code orange air quality and an action day for particulate matter. So this would be a wonderful opportunity to talk to meteorologist Alicia Ray and also wellness expert Anna Mabry. But we'll go over it. You got me, meteorologist Erica Martin. We'll talk about that in just one moment. But we're seeing this concern here. And then also we've got the frost advisory, right? You guys are getting quite a bit of weather in Virginia. Let's see who else we've got. Okay, so we've got some more stuff happening. All right. It's just kind of active all over the place, right, guys? So we're seeing the Mid-Atlantic being impacted as well. And we're going to see who is in this. Now, let's go ahead and pay attention to this special weather statement here in this like brown. All right, so here, elevated fire risk. And we've been seeing this as a major concern for parts of the East Coast, especially the tri-state area for the past couple of days. And it's continuing, right? So we're going to go ahead and focus on that. I also want to show you what we have here in Vermont, but let's see, this statement could be for wintry type weather. Okay, let's go ahead and focus on that quickly. I'm going to remove our radar so that I can just get a good look at this and hit that special weather statement for you guys. So we have get our radar up, okay? So let's take a look at that statement that's been issued once again. See, rainfall or precip rate isn't that bad, but periods of snow and locally slippery travel conditions across higher elevations of southern Vermont through this evening. I'll have to let my father-in-law know because he does travel to Vermont quite a bit, especially over the holidays. This may lead to locally slippery road conditions, including along portions of Route 9 between Woodford and Marlborough, particularly around and after sunset. Okay, so please be aware. I want everybody to have a wonderful holiday weekend with their family and friends. That's what we love around here, Weather Co-op. It's all about community. It's all about being with your community, the people you love, and people love you. Okay. Alrighty. So I thought that was an interesting look at what was happening. Once again, we're gonna hit up our future cast in just one moment, but I'm gonna go to our current conditions and let's see what that brings us. Okay, as it populates. We've got Albuquerque at 85, Phoenix at 91, Indianapolis at 58, Kansas City at 76, Whitebird at 68, San Francisco 59, Los Angeles a pair of sixes, Dallas 81, Atlanta 72, Montgomery 76, Charlotte 70, Baltimore 59, New York 49, New Haven 49, and Boston 1 degree warmer. Buffalo, you're in the 30s. Hey, can't help you. That's a geographical thing. Okay, guys, you're gonna have to deal with that. But bundle up, and we'll keep an eye out on any precip that you might be getting and whether it's gonna change over to a wintry type mix. Okay. Now let's take a look at our wind direction. We've got that westerly wind for Buffalo along with Boston. Baltimore, you've got a northwesterly influence there. Chicago, easterly. Look at how everything is converging right over the Dakotas. Look at that. That's so cool. I love seeing that. I love seeing these little areas here with these microclimates. See that there? How they have all their own little lows there. They're all just kind of bumping into each other. And I'll show you something else in just one other minute. But let me get through that. Salt Lake City, we saw southerly push. I didn't even give it a chance. Let me give it a chance, guys. Hold on. I was like, next. Salt Lake City, southerly winds. Boise, northwesterlies. Redding, southerlies. We've got southwesterlies in Los Angeles. Makes sense, right? Because we were talking about how we might see some light showers or some drizzle. But there's your area of low pressure. It's not a strong one, but it's a little system, and it's going to give us some clouds and possibly squeeze out some precip. I think it very well could. And once again, we'll be tracking some more weather for Friday, but we're going to talk about that in just one moment. Wind profile includes 15-mile-per-hour winds in Los Angeles, 15 in San Francisco, 22 in Amarillo, 17 in Albuquerque. We've got, let's see, stronger winds in Kansas City at 18, Des Moines, 17 for you, Minneapolis and Sioux Falls at 14, Detroit, 11, 5 for Nashville and Memphis, along with Jackson, Atlanta, 9-mile-per-hour winds. And we've got some strong winds in Boston. No way. Fun way. Hey, Puerto Rico, San Juan, 16-mile-per-hour winds. Wepa, as we say. And once again, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our hour-by-hour forecast. Let's push this through. Thank you so much for joining us here at Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. Guys, there's so much weather moving across the nation, and you're going to see a really good pattern. We're tracking those showers that we're going to get in parts of Southern California, Central California, light showers at best, and scattered, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't, especially when we talk about how people can sometimes be taken off guard. Remember, you guys, a lot of people will be traveling for the holiday week, so we're prepping you, all right, whether you like it or not. So be sure you follow us on our subscribe to YouTube and follow us across our social platforms at Weather Co-op, especially if you're on my with Erica Martine page, which, by the way, thank you so much nonetheless for supporting, right? Just, I don't know, just being part of the Weather Co-op community. All right. So here, we'll push us through 7 a.m. CDT, so 5 a.m. local time here in Southern California. We're seeing some light precip, and we're going to go through, I think I have some really great maps here, some graphics that I built for you guys in Southern California, and we'll talk about what kind of precip you'll get, okay? Keep this going. Oh, wait, let me go back. All right, so notice here, we've got that storm system that's moving across the four corners there, just barreling down, moving through the plains, the Great Plains, moving through the Uintas, the Intermountain West, kind of impacting the Southern Great Basin along with the Sierra Nevada. So this is where we're getting a little bit of a wintry mix. Continue through, it's continuing, look at that, southeastward, it'll eventually fizzle out, and then it taps into, that just fizzles out. That cold front taps into a lot of moisture, which is when we start to see the threat for more severe thunderstorms. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. On Friday for the Midwest, okay, UP, do you see how your Central Plains in along the Tennessee Valley just kind of firing up there? Do you see how late Friday into Saturday is your time frame of interest where you're going to want to think about your travel plans? You're going to want to think about, like, do I want to leave now? Do I want to leave now? Like, later? Do I want to maybe plan it where then I know I'm going to hit a spot and then I can stop a little bit and maybe grab a bite to eat or rest? This is going to be a case of really watching the weather with me. Okay. This is, I don't know about you, but I'm all about Easter. I was supposed to leave on Palm Sunday to go see my mom, but I haven't had the opportunity yet to get out of here. But I will. Thankfully, we've got Anna, who's going to be here tracking the weather for you guys, and really talking about what's happening here in Southern California. So this is our hour-by-hour forecast for, this is local time, right? 4 p.m. Let's get this going. Now, this is going to show us some more chances for rain showers tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Do you see how we're kind of flirting with the rain shower? Doesn't mean we don't pay attention to it. I think we do have to pay attention to it, okay? Because it very well could impact us. Now, we keep this going. And look what happens. It fizzles out. We still have a good chance. Now, this is our 18Z model run, okay? So we're going to focus on that very closely. What model is it? keep those clouds around. Do I think it's going to be a washout? No, no. But we're still going to see some showers, and I want you guys to be prepared, okay? All right, so let's see. Okay? All right, so let's see if we continue through, see how everything dries out by Saturday. Okay, so let's see what we have here as far as who is going to see what. Downtown Los Angeles, rain showers. Is it going to be rain? It looks like it's going to be widely scattered. Do you see what our graphic shows us? All right, let's pull this back. This has our old logo, which, by the way, thank you so much. Shout out to the USPTO for approving our old logo. I mean, it was funny because, like, whenever you're building a brand, there are so many things that you're like, do I really have to like spend money on this? Do I really have to invest in this, like my time and like really do this? And one of the things for us is we know how important branding is. And we initially had our first logo, and then we had this like genius artist come in to create our next logo. And we're just seeing that, yeah, we got the other one approved. Ace. Oh, no, actually, that one took about a year. This one is already in works. So we're excited. Okay, so if you see here downtown Los Angeles, you are in that slim chance for widely scattered showers early Thursday morning. I'm talking about very early Thursday morning. So how many of you will be up? Not many, but still keep that in mind. And then on Friday, you have a chance for an isolated shower. Okay. Fizzles out, dries out, and then by Saturday, you're fine. A beautiful Easter on tap. Same thing for Riverside. You're hovering in that isolated to a widely scattered shower or two. That would be Thursday and Friday. Now, it's two different systems. Don't think it's the same one. The one that comes through tomorrow, it's Wednesday. Now, the one that comes through tomorrow is not, it's not very strong. There's not much punch to it, so it's fine. And luckily, we're not seeing any associated frontal boundaries that will impact it. But the one on Friday, just be aware you could see some rain, and it's a different system, okay? And it's really just something that we want to be aware of as far as I'm concerned. Let's take a look at the next one. Pasadena, you guys are hovering in that widely spread category on Thursday into Friday. Perhaps an isolated shower fizzles out soon enough. Okay, so not that we're expecting heavy rain, but again, plan your weekend accordingly. I don't want you guys to get stuck in a rain shower that you don't have to, that could make it inconvenient. I want you guys to have fun. Altadena, you guys are also seeing a widely scattered shower or two, isolated at times, and then fizzling out by Friday. I love these graphics that I built for you guys. I always have so much fun doing them. Santa Clarita, same deal. You have a more of a chance of a widely scattered shower early Thursday, and then once again, very early on Friday, and that would be an isolated shower. Okay. Pacific Palisades, you know me, I'm always watching out for you guys, especially after what happened. You're hovering in that probably 10 to 15% chance of rain. Might not be a big deal to you, but whenever I'm thinking of burn scars, I'm always going to be a lot more diligent, perhaps a lot more meticulous than I normally would be. And then things seem to really phase out from there, okay? Let's see who else we have here, okay? This is another one of our wonderful graphics. 4,000 Oaks. You also are hovering in that 10 to 20% chance. But on an early Thursday morning or an early Friday morning, we're just like, I want to take off for this holiday weekend. It can be annoying. And once again, we have our 3-hour sat rad loop. Let me go back to our other one with our USPTO logo. Yay! Love it. Congrats to us. All right. So, guys, once again, I'm meteorologist Erica Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. I'm taking off our earthquake reports over the past 24 hours, ranging from magnitude 1 to I think magnitude 5 or 6. We'll take a look at that. Of course, keep you updated. And then, of course, we're watching all these weather alerts right now. So it's a really interesting setup right now because it's pretty quiet, but we do have that meridional flow. In fact, I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to our winds at 700 millibars. See how more active. See how active they get. This gives you a really good depiction of what's happening at the mid levels when we hit 500 millibars. Do you see that flow there? I'm going to show you. Can I dig in a little bit? Do you see how it kind of goes? There's your low. Okay. Do you see that? There's your counterclockwise circulation. Do you see that? Do you see that? Okay. Now that's going to continue to migrate, eastward onshore. But you see that there? Do you see that pattern? Okay, now let's go up to higher up. Let's go to the jet stream. Woo, look at that. That's quite a meridional flow. So it's not so zonal, meaning it's not really straight. It's a lot more kind of peaks and valleys. So that's where I get concerned, especially when we're talking about the chances of some dynamic potential, especially across the Midwest on Friday, as we were seeing. Okay. And because we also have the concern for flooding across the Tennessee Valley. All right. So that is it. How long? I've been going for just over 35 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and post these separately because I want you guys to enjoy. I am definitely going to keep you guys up to date as far as it's concerned with our weather updates. Okay. So I just want you guys to have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. I'm meteorologist Erica Martine. We're going to post these for you guys and keep you guys updated.